The phone buzzed on the kitchen counter, its vibration slicing through the silence of our empty home like a scalpel through skin. I stared at it, heart pounding, knowing it was her. Dr. Elena Harper, my wife of 12 years, who hadn't come home last night. The screen glowed with her name, but I couldn't touch it. Not after finding the note on her desk, scribbled in her meticulous hand. Tell him it's terminal. He deserves to know. Terminal. The word clawed at my chest, not because it meant death, but because it meant us, our marriage, our life, our love. I let the call go to voicemail. Her voice a ghost I wasn't ready to face. Our Brooklyn brownstone, once warm with laughter and the clink of wine glasses, felt like a mausoleum now. The living room smelled faintly of her lavender perfume, a scent that used to pull me into her arms but now twisted my stomach. I sank into the leather couch, staring at the framed photo on the mantel. Us at Coney Island, her head thrown back in a laugh, my arm around her waist. She'd just started med school then, her eyes bright with ambition. I'd been her biggest cheerleader, working double shifts at the garage to pay her tuition, cooking dinner when she studied late. When had that Elena vanished? The first red flag was subtle, like a crack in a windshield you don't notice until it splinters. 3 months ago, she started staying late at the hospital, blaming residency demands. I believed her, why wouldn't I? She was saving lives, while I was just keeping cars running. But the late nights grew longer, her texts shorter. On call, she'd say, or emergency case. I'd nod, swallowing the unease, telling myself it was temporary. Then came the locked phone, the one she used to leave face up on the table, but now guarded like a secret. I'd teased her about it once, and her laugh was sharp, like broken glass. Privacy, Mark, she'd said. Even doctors need it. I found the note by accident, looking for a pen in her study. The room was her sanctuary, bookshelves stuffed with medical journals, a desk cluttered with charts. The note was tucked under a coffee mug, its words searing into me. Terminal. I didn't understand at first. Was she sick? Was I? Or was it us? I rummaged through her desk, guilt prickling my skin, and found a phone bill. 200 calls to a number I didn't recognize, all at hours when she was working. My hands shook as I dialed it, expecting a hospital line. A man answered, his voice low and familiar, like someone you'd trust with your life. Dr. Bennett, he said. My throat closed. Paul Bennett, her mentor, the cardiologist she spoke of with reverence. Why was she calling him at 2 a.m.? I replayed her voicemail now, her voice clipped, professional. Mark, I'll be home late. Don't wait up. No warmth, no I love you. I paced the kitchen, the tiles cold under my bare feet, and called the number again. Voicemail. Dr. Paul Bennett. Leave a message. I hung up, my pulse a drumbeat in my ears. The pieces were falling together, each one a shard in my chest. I thought of her smile at last month's hospital gala. How it lingered on Paul. How his hand brushed her back when they danced. I'd dismissed it as admiration, professional respect. Now it felt like a betrayal I'd been too blind to see. I drove to the hospital, the city blurring past in streaks of neon and shadow. The ER was chaos, beeping monitors, rushing nurses. But Elena was nowhere. A receptionist, her badge reading Tina, frowned when I asked for her. Dr. Harper left an hour ago, she said, her eyes pitying. With Dr. Bennett. My stomach dropped. I mumbled a thanks and stumbled outside, the November air biting my face. I called her again. No answer. Then Paul's number. No answer. Each unanswered ring was a hammer to my heart. Back home, I sat at the kitchen table, staring at the note. Terminal. It wasn't just our marriage she'd diagnosed. It was me, the life we'd built. I thought of her late nights studying, how I'd bring her coffee and kiss her forehead. I thought of our fights, rare but fierce, always ending with her in my arms, promising forever. Was it all a lie? Or had she changed, her heart carved out by ambition? Replaced by someone I didn't know? The front door clicked open at 3 a.m. Elena stepped in. Her white coat slung over her arm, hair loose and tired. She froze when she saw me, the note in my hand. Mark, she said, her voice soft but guarded. Why are you up? What's terminal, Elena? My voice cracked, raw with hurt. Us. Or just me. Her face paled, but her eyes, those eyes I'd loved, were steady, calculating. You went through my things, she said, not a question. 200 calls to Paul Bennett, I said, standing, my hands shaking. Late nights. Locked phones. What am I supposed to think? She set her coat down, deliberate, like she was buying time. It's not what you think, she said, but her voice wavered, a crack in her armor. Paul's helping me with a case. A patient. It's complicated. Then explain it, I demanded, stepping closer. Explain why you wrote our marriage is terminal. Explain why you're lying to me. Her lips parted, but no words came. For the first time, I saw fear in her eyes, not of me, but of the truth. Mark, I didn't mean, she started, then stopped, her shoulders sagging. I'm not happy, she whispered. I haven't been for a while. The words hit like a physical blow, stealing my breath. Since when? I asked, my voice barely audible. Since you became a doctor? Since you started spending more time with him? It's not Paul, she said, but her eyes flicked away, and I knew she was lying. It's me. I've changed. This life, us, it's not enough anymore. Not enough. I echoed, anger surging through the hurt. I gave up everything for you, Elena. My dreams, my time, my heart. And you're throwing it away for what? A fling with some hotshot doctor. It's not a fling, she snapped, her composure breaking. Paul sees me. He understands what I'm trying to do, who I'm becoming. You're stuck in the past, Mark. You don't get it. The room spun. I saw us at Coney Island again, her laugh, my promises. I saw the late nights, her locked phone, Paul's hand on her back. The truth wasn't a shadow anymore. It was a flood, drowning me. You're in love with him, I said, not a question. She didn't answer, but her silence was louder than any confession. I grabbed my keys, my vision blurring with tears. I hope he's worth it, I said, and walked out, the door slamming like a gunshot. Days later, I heard from a mutual friend. Elena had collapsed at the hospital. A panic attack misdiagnosed as a heart issue. Paul was there, holding her hand, while I was alone, staring at divorce papers. She'd flatlined, not physically but emotionally, her betrayal the final beat of a marriage I'd thought would last forever. I signed the papers, my hand steady, my heart in pieces, haunted by the love I'd lost to a woman who'd outgrown me.